This lesson is going to be in conjunction with my unit on The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The Hunger Games is a novel that has won 2 awards, The Gateway and The Truman, both of them in the same year, and has now been made into a motion picture movie. The students are going to take a look at an image prior to beginning to read to determine the setting or of the book. I am going to ask them the question, what can you conclude about the setting from the image? And then using that image, they are going to come up with some evidence and then warrant examples and then statements, conclusions. They've already been given the vocabulary words evidence and warrant and claim, and we've been using examples in class. So they are aware of those terms before we actually do this lesson. This is the image from the movie, and as you can see, there are several things that they can use for evidence or examples. One of the first things that I would probably point out to them is the condition of the homes. What kind of evidence would they be able to determine from that? They could probably make a warrant that the homes are not in very good condition, that they need to be painted, that the porches are ran down. And from that, what kind of claim could they make? They could probably say that the owners of the homes are of low economical status, and they do not have the funds to take care of their home. Another thing they could look at or point to would be the electricity, the poles. And probably they could make the statement that electricity is fairly new. It hasn't always been around, so the movie or the book probably takes place in current times. It's not historically a historical book. Also, usually electricity is ran in the cities before it's ran in the rural areas, so it probably takes place in a city. Something else they could probably point to and look at would be the condition of the areas around, like the trash. You can see that. And around here, and the rubbish up here, the old antique houses. That would also point to probably low economic status. This is a close-up or a blow-up of the same image, but I wanted to focus in on the people. They could probably point out that these are men walking. They are carrying some kind of buckets. And you can also see that this person has a helmet on or a hard hat. And so they could probably make a statement or a conclusion that these are workers. Exactly what kind, it's probably not clear from the book or the picture. After looking at the picture, and we've talked about the evidence and the warrant and the claims, then we're going to start filling out the chart together. Evidence, like I pointed out earlier, the homes appear to be in poor condition, lack of paint, rotting wood, and the warrant or the backing, and using some of the transition examples. Generally, homes in poor condition mean owners have limited funds. Probably the claim that they could probably make would be probably the homes are owned or rented by people with little to no money. Another example or an evidence would be debris and trash surrounding the area. The warrant, usually trash and untidy homes are found in low economic areas. And the claim would be likely the homes are in a poor area of the city. We also talked about the electric lines. A warrant could be, as a rule, electricity on poles is in cities and since the 20th century, and the claim, beyond a reasonable doubt, the scene is from modern or current times. And we can't see the next line, but it also talks about the men in their helmets or working. So after we would talk about it in class together, then the students would, using a chart paper and creating a chart like this on their own paper, they would come up with some more examples or evidence and creating claims that they were going to present as a whole in class. And then we would have a class discussion. And after the class discussion, students would then need to go back and, using their evidence warrant and claim examples, write an answer to the prompt that I gave them. What could they conclude about the setting of the novel? And that would be the activity that I would like to use or start with.